Hey y'all, it's Caitlyn, and this is a very different video than what I usually do. But instead of doing another craft video for the month, I have a couple that I've already filmed and gotta edit. But I figured why not encroach on Geek Meets Eats territory and do some food related stuff. So I'm making white chocolate cranberry cookies. First time I ever made them, so I will link the recipe I'm using in the description box below in case anyone else wants to check it out. But during the holidays, I just get an urge to bake. And I try to find something different every year that we'll all like. And usually I'm the only one that likes cranberries, but apparently if they're dried and sweetened, other people like them too. So we're going to attempt this. And when I say attempt, I mean, usually when I bake, something disastrous happens. So we'll see if my shirt is as clean as it is now when we're done with this. Probably not. But anyway, so I'm gonna start by putting in the wet ingredients. And I already got my hand mixer here. And I got 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter. All right, we cut up and left out for a little bit so that it would be softened. And now sugar and brown sugar. So let's get the brown sugar out first. And we need 3/4 cup. And for the record, I do not consider myself a cook in any way or a baker anyway. I just follow recipes and do the best I can. I leave this to Brandy most of the time. 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And then 1/4 cup of regular granulated sugar. I couldn't have just brought a little bitty thing. I had to bring the whole canister over here. Okay, and it says mix these together until it's combined, and then put in the egg and the vanilla. Well, we have butter and brown sugar flying out of the mixer. So, yeah, already goofing up. Maybe it needed to be softened a little bit more. I don't know. Trying to mush down the butter without the beaters mixing. So that it kind of breaks up a little bit more. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so that's fairly creamy, I would say. So I used the knife to get some of it off of the beaters so it wouldn't clog up so much. Okay, so now egg and vanilla. So vanilla is 2 teaspoons, so 2 capfuls, essentially. Of course, the vanilla part is the one everyone loves and hates because then you smell like vanilla all day. Depending on how much you love the smell of vanilla depends on how much you love or hate it. And then 1 egg. All right, so far so good. So there is the wet ingredient stuff. There we go. Okay, now we have to whisk together the dry ingredients. So we need flour. And apparently it makes a difference whether you spoon the flour in or just scoop it out of the thing. Who knew? But that's what I'm gonna do. It says spoon and level. There's one, and yes, I've already spilt it in between the 2 things. So you guys have noticed how I usually keep my craft table. That's about as organized as I am in just average normal life in every case. So don't expect me to keep a clean work surface. Ever. It's 2 cups of flour. And then cornstarch, baking soda, and salt. Alright, so 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Also, I know this isn't the best filming angle for this, but it's the best I could do in a pinch. I honestly wasn't even thinking about filming this until last minute, so deal with it. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. And then the salt, which we have in a Batman salt shaker. Thank you to Culterfly. We need 1 teaspoon of this.
Pause. So Y'all remember in the beginning of this video where I said I do not consider myself a baker? I misread the instructions for the salt. It says actually put half a teaspoon in there, not 1 teaspoon. Apparently, 1 teaspoon is way too much for cookies. Because, well, I'll tell you more at the beginning or at the end, but I screwed up here.
Okay, and it says whisk this together. And you can see all the flour I got on the handle while mixing. Okay, I'm gonna say that's whisked together okay. How can you really tell when everything's white, but whatever. So it doesn't say how to add it. Sometimes they'll tell you like specifically like put it in like into 3 parts or 2 parts or whatever, or start on one and end on the other, whatever. But it just has to slowly combine this into the wet ingredients. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it in like 3 batches. I feel like that's good enough. So I pour about 1/3 of it. There we go. And start going. Okay, the beaters keep getting clogged up, but I think it's pretty much fully combined. There's a little bit still on the bottom, but the beaters keep getting clogged. So let me just unclog them, and then we can mix in the good stuff. Are you gonna stay and not fall over? Okay, I think it's gonna stay and not fall over, hopefully. But, okay, now, mix in, let's do the cranberries first. So it says 1 cup of cranberry. I call that a cup, generous cup. Okay, and then 3/4 cup of the white chocolate chips. Whoa. That's close enough. It says beat on low. I don't think we have a choice because the way these beaters, I may have had to use my mom's mixer, but this one doesn't seem to be working as well as usual. In fact, it's not working at all anymore. Okay guys, instead of dirtying up another mixer, I'm just going to go in here and mix it up by hand because this is the last step anyway. So as long as we get the chips and the berries incorporated well enough that every cookie has a good amount, that's all that's needed. So I'm just going to quickly put this in here, and then the next step is to use cling wrap or Glad wrap, wrap it up tight, and then put it in the fridge for up to an hour. It says for at least an hour, up to 3 to 4 days. Yeah, we're eating these tonight, so it's gonna be an hour, 2 hours, something like that. Okay, that looks like enough. We don't make a bunch of like cookies from scratch or anything. We make pies and cakes occasionally. I always forget just how thick the cookie dough is. So like I said, this is gonna go in the fridge now for an hour or 2, and then we're gonna scoop it out and put it on the baking sheet. And for anyone wondering, it needs to be baked at, let's see, 350. I figured it. And it also says, to let this rest for 30 minutes after you get it out of the fridge. And if you go ahead and let it chill for longer, for 3 hours. Oh wait, now, it'll help if I read the in full sentence. Okay, if the dough is filled for more than 3 to 4 hours, let it sit for 30 minutes. So I'm guessing if you just let it chill for like an hour, we can go ahead and do it. So, anyway, next thing you see will be the finished product. Alright guys, so here is the result. We did have some cookie dough left over, so if these turn out to be good, make a few more before the end of the holidays. But yeah, these just came out of the oven, so let's go ahead and try it. Pretty good. I like how buttery it is. When I tried a little bit of the dough before we cleaned up. It was really buttery, but with the chips and the berries, it really balances out.
Okay, so pause again. So that particular bite that I took had a lot of white chocolate in it. It had like a lot of white chocolate and then like one berry. So I did taste everything, but I think the white chocolate was making me not taste the salt in the cookies. Because in the rest of the cookies, you can definitely taste the salt. Now, they're not gross by any means. We still ate all of these, okay? We ate the others that we put aside. We ate all of them. They are good, and they'll be better next time I make them with the right amount of salt.
Would recommend if you like cranberries or white chocolate. These are pretty good. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. I know it's really different. Don't expect this to be a normal thing. I think I'll keep most of the cooking stuff to Brandy. But it was fun to do for once. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it and if you try it out. And remember, y'all, it's a community, not a competition. I'll see y'all later. Bye.